Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So today's pick a card reading topic is all about manifestation, and more specifically, we are going to be finding out what is your best manifestation technique. So as you probably know, there are many different methods that you can use to manifest your desires into reality. And so in this reading, we are going to be taking a look at the method or the multiple methods that would work best for you specifically and allow you to manifest your desires into reality in the easiest way, the most enjoyable way, the most accurate way. We are going to look into it. Of course, readings like this, pick a card readings in general, are here for confirmation purposes. But just before we get into this one, I did want to say, in general, the manifestation method that will work best for you is whatever you subconsciously believe is going to work. There is no objectively right or wrong way to manifest. If you subconsciously believe that it's going to work for you, then it's going to work. So if you believe that writing things down 33 times is going to work, then it's going to work. If you believe that visualizing is going to work, if you believe that making a vision board is going to work, if you believe that certain spells or rituals are going to work, then it is going to work for you. Getting to know yourself and what you subconsciously believe is like the most important step one, I feel, to manifesting anything. Something that I did that was very eye-opening for me is sort of used a manifestation of mine as a case study. I went from not being able to manifest any progress for years to then manifesting it in a few weeks. And so I used this as an opportunity to see what was going on in my subconscious. And I made this extensive written, not document, but I got it all down in writing, and I documented what my thoughts were surrounding this thing, and when I started to see it manifest, what changed in my thoughts. And I also looked at how I was living, how I was existing in the world during that time. What was I assuming? How was I going about my life? How was I identifying? I analyzed all these things so that I could pinpoint the reasons that allowed me to manifest this thing after so long. Basically, if you have any manifestation that has worked for you, and I think we all do, I think we've all at least manifested one desirable thing in our lives, see if you can analyze all of your thoughts and beliefs that were surrounding that thing. What were the stories that you told yourself? What were your emotions at that time? How are you living? How are you acting? How are you behaving? How did you form your identity? And you'll find things that you can apply to other manifestations. I would love to make a more in-depth video about manifestation. I've done it a couple times. If that is something that you guys would enjoy or feel like you would benefit from, if there are particular things that you struggle with, of course, feel free to leave them in the comments. I could even go more in depth about the things that I have manifested and what I noticed about my internal state leading up to those manifestations. I will say recently, for day-to-day things, I have found that just being like, it'll be okay, and letting go of it tends to manifest it super quickly, like same day or next day. And honestly, having this feeling that it doesn't even matter if it happens or not, because I'm going to be okay either way. When I say it will be okay, I'm not necessarily like, I know for sure it's going to happen. I'm just like, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be happy. It'll sort itself out. And I just stop thinking about it. The next day it's resolved. The next day I get the thing that I wanted or something better. It's crazy. There's something about just being good either way that I think is very powerful. Anyway, let's get into your option selection. I'm going to show you each of the crystals up close one by one. I'm going to show you a card from each deck so you can see what the artwork looks like. There are different aces for each group. I set this up a few days ago, so I forget which is which, but each group has a different ace. So when you're choosing your group, you could be drawn to the crystal, the back artwork, the front artwork, or the particular ace that comes up for you. If you feel called to, you could scroll down to the timestamps and see if any timestamp has a particular number that is jumping out at you. But without further ado, let's get a close-up look at each of your options. For my group number ones, your stone is Amethyst and your deck is the Live It the Ghost Tarot. And your ace is the Ace of Pentacles. For my group number twos, your stone is Celestite and your deck is the Aurora Tarot. And your ace is the Ace of Cups. For my group number threes, your stone is Fluorite and your deck is the Cosmovisions Oracle, which is a tarot deck. And your ace is the Ace of Embers, which is the Ace of Wands. And for my group number fours, your stone is Pink Amethyst and your deck is the Likely Tarot. And your ace is the Ace of Swords. Okay, so just in case you need a bit more time to pick, these are all of your options laid out side by side so that you can compare them and see which one is calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number one. Hi, number ones. So if you guys chose the Amethyst and the Live It the Ghost Tarot with the Ace of Pentacles, this is going to be your reading. For some reason, I felt called to leave this Ace of Pentacles card face up, so maybe it is going to be a part of your reading. But there is really just one question that we're focusing on for this reading, and that is, how do you manifest best? So if the things that I'm talking about in this reading are things that you already do or things that you are currently working on implementing, then that will be your confirmation that you are very much on the right path to manifesting your desires. If I bring up something that you are not doing yet, then that may be a sign of something you want to try doing moving forward. But yeah, by the way, I am going to be shuffling everything on camera today. So if you wanted to skip the shuffling part, I'll put a timestamp to when the main messages start. But there may be little messages coming out here and there as I'm going through the different decks and pulling the cards. So feel free to stick around if you want to be there for those messages or if you just enjoy the process of shuffling. My group number ones. How do my group number ones manifest best? What is their most effective manifestation technique? Woo! We have crystalline, I don't know, blessings, activation, rainbow energy, awaken. We have Libra, consideration, fairness, and harmony. We have move with ease. And we have awakening, inspired action. There is only what life is asking of me. Okay. This is a pretty straightforward message. I think the card that I mainly want to focus on is this move with ease. So you will manifest the best when you are doing things that come easily to you, when you take the path of least resistance. Something that must be true to you, group number one, in order to have the most success manifesting is that it can be easy. So for my group number ones who maybe have some subconscious beliefs that things are hard or things must be hard or things need to be hard, or maybe there is some sort of moral association with like, if I struggle really hard for what I want, then that must mean that I'm more worthy of it. That must mean that I want it enough and I have to prove that I want it enough and I have to prove that I'm willing to sacrifice this and that to get what I want. If you may want to explore whether that is a subconscious belief that you have, or maybe you are quite aware that you have this belief, that is definitely a sentiment that we hear, I want to say parroted. Maybe people just perpetuate this narrative without really thinking about it deeply or without really questioning it, or maybe people are projecting other people had a very hard time getting what they want, so they perpetuate this narrative that it must be hard for everybody, or if it's not hard for you, then you're doing something wrong. Well, we often say taking the easy way in this sort of, like we're looking down on taking the easy way. But for my group number ones, you will manifest the best when you do what comes easily to you. I'm looking at this person who is resting on top of, I believe this is some kind of shark. It's a very pretty creature, but I imagine that this is much easier for this person to traverse the ocean on the back of this shark who is much bigger than them and who knows how to swim. It comes naturally to them, as opposed to this person trying to traverse the ocean on their own. Use the things at your disposal that make it easier for you. And I would also say to honor the part of you that doesn't feel like doing stuff. I was actually texting Madison ASO about this today, that I sometimes feel like when we have an aversion to doing things, when we're like, that seems like too much of a hassle, or we're procrastinating, or we're just like hesitating to do something, I do feel like sometimes that is divinely guided. That's your soul stepping on the brakes, being like, we don't need to do that. That's not a part of our journey. Our mind might be intellectualizing it, like, why can't I bring myself to do this? I must be lazy. I must be self-sabotaging. I must be procrastinating. Sometimes it comes from a deeper wisdom when we can't bring ourselves to do something, when it feels like such a drag, when it feels like such a bore, when it feels like such a hassle. Maybe we are not meant to do those things, but I get it, because we live in a society. We live in a society that rewards our ability to force ourselves to like get up and do things that we don't really want to do, often without questioning, is this something I even should be doing? Is there any value to doing this, or is the value in my ability to betray myself, my ability to ignore what my body is telling me? And there was something else that I wanted to say. That even in a non-spiritual sense, if you want to look at it from a non-spiritual lens, the brain also puts brakes on things when it senses that like, this is not going to be worth it. So I feel like this is important for a lot of people, but for my group number one specifically, forcing yourself to do things that you don't want to do is hardly ever or never going to be a part of manifesting your most important desires. Like, we all have to do some things that we don't feel like doing sometimes, but your manifestation process feels like ease. This is the card I keep coming back to. It feels like ease. It feels like flow. And part of flow is not getting too ahead of yourself. There's only what life is asking of me is making me think like, in your manifestation process, you will not have to think too far ahead. Oh, but what am I going to have to do 3 steps from now? What am I going to have to do in a year from now? There's only what is being asked of you in this present moment that you need to worry about. And in fact, there's too many variable factors to try to think about what you're going to be doing in 3 months or 6 months or a year. You can pretend you have a plan. You can pretend you know what the plan is to give yourself a sense of security. But the fact of the matter is, we don't know what's going to be going on in our life, in others' lives, in the world in a few months from now. The plans are always going to change. And so I think this sense of I'm flexible about the future. All I know right now is what this present moment is asking of me, and that's what I'm going to focus on. That is going to help you manifest. I think a lot of what makes you such a powerful manifester is not caving to external pressures, because I think this idea of performing suffering and performing struggle to prove that you're worthy of what you want, that is an external pressure. And also performing, having your life figured out, is an external pressure. Yes, my 5-year plan is this and that and blah, blah, blah. And this is what I'm preparing to do next year. It's kind of like a performance that we do for other people because we feel pressured to prove like, I know what I'm doing and I'm worthy of my desires and I'm worthy of these plans. It's all a performance. And I think I don't agree to engage in this anymore. Just refusing to engage in that anymore is going to help you manifest a lot. And having the confidence, like I remember being younger, I used to feel that pressure and that dread when like an older relative asks you what you're doing with your life and asks you what your plans are. And honestly, I feel like it would have been a flex to be like, I don't know. I'm just taking it one day at a time. I'm just going with the flow. That's all any of us can actually say honestly, is it not? Going with the flow and being confident, being able to confidently say, I'm just living in the moment and I'll see what the future asks of me when I get there. That's going to make you such a powerful manifester. Both of these cards are making me think of inspired action. This card literally says it. And then we have activation, awakening. We have the number 28, which is numerologically a 1. That is literally inspiration. That is literally initiative. That's literally action taking. And that ties into this message beautifully. Taking action when you feel inspired to do so. I feel with this Libra energy here, you could have Libra placements that are asking for your attention right now that will help you to manifest. But I think there's a recognition that you are not alone that is going to help you. This larger being helping you, it could be a human. It could be a person who has more knowledge, who has more connections, more experience, more influence, who could help you. Partnerships could be very important in your manifestation process, especially long-term committed partnerships. Teamwork could be very important, but this could also be non-human beings who are helping you. There's something about you being able to say, I don't know, that is very powerful. Going back to that example of, someone asking you, what is your long-term plan? What are you going to do about XYZ? And being able to just say, I don't know, and actually feeling empowered in that because it's honest. Like, if we were all honest, a lot more people would be answering, I don't know. And being able to say that in an empowered way is really big. And also being able to say that to your spiritual team. Like, hey, I don't know what life is asking of me right now. I don't know what my next steps are right now. So I'm just gonna leave it to you right now. Like, off to you, spirit guide. Or I'm gonna let you show me. I'm gonna allow my higher self to show me. There's this humility in wisdom in being like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to do next, and I welcome being shown. There's something here about taking the pressure off of you to having it all figured out, because you can You can know what feels easy to you. You can know what feels like flow to you. You can know what feels enjoyable to you without exactly knowing where it leads. I think there's a power in taking the pressure off yourself of knowing like the deeper meaning behind why you're doing this and where it's leading. If all you know is like, I'm doing this right now because it feels good and this is where I'm naturally gravitating towards, that is perfect. Actually, the fact that you're able to do that is amazing. The fact that you've remained connected to that part of you that knows what flow feels like and knows what is joy for you and what is ease for you, because sometimes we do get disconnected from that. I feel like I'm saying if that's all you know, then that's fine. But actually, I think that's the most important thing for you to know. I am thinking about the Four of Swords. That's one of the tarot cards that is associated with Libra. And oh my gosh, I just realized yesterday for the longest time, I was saying the wrong astrological association for the Four of Swords. I'm so embarrassed. That's so embarrassing. It's Jupiter in Libra, and I was saying Mars for the longest time, I'm pretty sure. But anyway, Four of Swords is one of the Libra associated cards, and it's a card of rest, inaction, vibing, peace, healing. The more healed you are, I feel like the less you feel pressure to act, the less you feel pressure to do more. And you act when it really means something. You act when you really feel inspired to. There's something else here about the actions you take becoming a way that you honor yourself, as opposed to the actions you take being a way that you perform to others around you. You guys, my group number ones, were drawn to the Ace of Pentacles. So you could be currently manifesting money, manifesting things related to your career. I feel like overall, the fact that you were drawn to this card could indicate that your style of manifestation is slow and steady. I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. So it might take longer for things to materialize for you, but once you get them, it's exactly what you want. And it's consistent. Instead of rushing the process and then manifesting something that is easy come, easy go, or manifesting something that is not quite exactly how you wanted it, I feel like your soul really takes their time to perfect it and get the physical manifestation to be exactly how you envisioned it, and something that is meaningful and that will stay in your life for a long time. Your soul seems to be quality over quantity and prioritizing the enjoyment of the process rather than like flexing the results to people around you. Okay, so let's get into your tarot now. What is the best way for my group number ones to manifest? We have, I believe this is a Six of Wands. By the way, guys, if there's awkward cuts in this video, it's because I'm getting over a cold and I'm coughing sometimes. And I'll definitely be cutting that out because no one needs to hear that. Ooh, we have the Empress. We have the King of Swords. We have the Eight of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Three of Swords. Okay, yeah, I feel like this Three of Swords is confirming that previous message of manifestations taking a longer time, especially when compared to other people. So you may reach certain major goals or milestones in your life a bit later than the people around you. And I'm very deliberately saying the people around you as opposed to later than normal or later than usual, because there is no normal age to reach a milestone. There is no normal length of time that it should take to reach a goal. Usually we subconsciously set that standard based on what people around us are doing. So it's very important not to frame it as like, I'm taking longer than I'm supposed to, or I'm taking longer than what is normal. No, it just so happens that things may be taking a bit longer than the people who happen to be around you or what they're choosing to show. That's very important to remember as well. When you are looking at the lives of people around you, it's important to remember that you're only seeing what they choose to show. So just one example of this is like, let's say someone in your life got married and you're like, oh my gosh, they're so lucky. I guess in this example, you're not married yet and you're thinking like, oh, I should be married by this age. I should be married by now, or they're getting married before me. But that, just the mere fact that they reached that milestone doesn't tell you anything about the quality of their life, the quality of that thing that they have manifested. Is it making them happier? Is it real? Okay, maybe this is more for like professional achievements, things that people are bragging about. Did that actually happen? Is that being exaggerated? Are they only showing the good parts of this thing that they have manifested? You're only ever going to know what people choose to show you. And so judging the quality of your life compared to others is just it's a very inaccurate and illogical way to do it. And I feel like there's something here because the Three of Swords, it is a sad card. You can see this heart is getting stabbed by swords. It can talk about disappointment, confusion, heartbreak. And it's a Libra card. It's another Libra card that talks about others. And so I feel like there may be a sadness when it comes to the time it takes for you to manifest things, but it's specifically in relation to other people. I get the sense that if you saw others around you manifesting things at a later age, if you saw more examples of people's journeys taking a long time, then a lot of this sadness would go away. Because I get the feeling it's not about objectively the amount of time that has gone by, but more of like oh, am I doing something wrong? Why hasn't this happened for me yet? Is something wrong with me? And I feel like there's maybe a need, or it would be beneficial for you to see more examples of people who are manifesting things later in life and people who are taking their time. And there's a lot of that. But unfortunately, again, we live in a society that glorifies these stories of like how I went from point A to point B in just 6 months, how my whole life changed in a day. And I'm the youngest person to achieve XYZ. Like, we glorify things happening quickly and quickly, and these big, quicklier and quicklier, however you say that, and these big breakthrough changes. But there are so many stories of people taking their time to figure out their life and doing things and achieving goals and reaching milestones later. And all of this to say there is no objective time by which you should have something done. And I feel like this sense of rushing and this sense of urgency can hinder you getting in the flow and honestly take a lot of joy out of you manifesting your desires. And if there's no joy in it, then what's the point? Again, it just becomes this means through which to prove yourself. And manifesting your dream life is not supposed to be about that. At least I don't think so. It's supposed to be about enjoying the life that you're in. Otherwise, like, what are we doing? So I think there's going to be something very empowering in honoring what does this mean? Your natural clock, like the natural time it takes for you to blossom, the natural time it takes for you to produce things in the physical reality. I think it's just so often drilled into us that like faster is better. But everybody has their own rate that they go at. And that phrase, slow and steady wins the race, is coming to me again. So there's something about like, if you try to rush things, it will come back to bite you. That may be the case for other people in your life as well. There may be people who it looks like they're running laps around you now where they're achieving things faster, but maybe there's some sort of cutting corners going on, or maybe there's some sort of dishonesty going on that will come back to bite them. But we're not worried about them. We're not worried about their journey. This is about honoring your own journey and honoring your pace, whatever pace that might be. It is valid. We have the Six of Wands here, which this is about confidence. This is about believing in yourself. This is about celebrating yourself. That is going to be something that helps your manifestations immensely. When we see a Six of Wands person, this is someone who has high self-esteem, who is very proud of their accomplishments, who is openly celebrating their accomplishments. And it doesn't even have to be big breakthrough moments. It can be small moments of progress. Celebrating your big manifestations, your small manifestations, your big wins, your small wins. All of that is going to add up to make you more confident in yourself, to make you believe in yourself more, to give yourself more evidence that the universe is providing for you, that the universe wants to see you succeed. Being proud of yourself is very important. With the Empress here as well, there's a strong feeling of self-love. I also feel like there's a strong feeling of you generating your dream reality from within yourself, rather than it being something that is granted to you from the outside, rather than it being something that is handed to you from some other party, from some other being, if they deem you worthy. To not base your success or your worthiness on the endorsement, the endorsement of others, or the validation of others, or the approval of others. It doesn't mean that it doesn't feel good to receive that from other people, but that doesn't determine your success, and that doesn't determine your worthiness. Only you can give that to yourself. This feeling of confidence and feeling on top of the world and feeling like you're the shit, like this Six of Wands, only you can give that to yourself. Nobody else can give that to you. That's why we see people who get tons of validation from the outside and they still feel like shit about themselves. It's because they haven't given it to themselves yet. And nobody can give it to you. Only you. You are generating your dream reality from within. It is not being given to you by someone else. Nobody else outside of you is allowed, is not allowed to determine or to judge whether or not you can have your desired reality. Not a human, not a spirit guide, no one. That is your birthright as you. You are the one who must give it to yourself. We have the King of Swords, and what is very prominently coming to my attention is that this King of Swords has his eyes closed. I don't think I've talked about this yet, but I'm in the process of writing a little tarot guidebook. Well, it was supposed to be little, but then, you know me, it's just getting longer and longer. Writing the meanings and interpretations of cards that I've come to know over the years. And I'm gonna just have it available to download for anyone who wants it. But I was just writing about the King of Swords yesterday, and talking about how this individual is someone who sees this experience on Earth as largely mental, or even entirely a mental experience. And the fact that this king has his eyes closed, it's like, I'm not relying on the physical surroundings to give me the feelings I want to have, to give me the beliefs I want to have. I can close my eyes to it and I can tune in to give myself whatever emotion I want, to give myself whatever experience I want. This is going to drastically accelerate your manifestations. When there's so much in this reading, and I probably sound like a broken record of like refusing to make the creation of your dream reality a performance for others. Refusing to turn it into a story about why you're worthy, a story about why you've proven yourself. That all that does is center other people and center how other people view your story. And that does not matter. Once you realize that however you want to feel, whatever you want to experience, you already have the power and the right to give it to yourself, everything will happen so quickly for you. I almost want to say, okay, what it really is that things will accelerate for you when you stop centering others in defining your reality or defining your story. But what I wanted to say just now was things will accelerate for you when you stop trying to make them accelerate. And I feel like so often there's this paradoxical nature in manifestation where like when you stop trying to make something happen, it happens. When you stop caring, it happens. But I think it does seem like consciously or subconsciously for my group number ones right now, the reasons for wanting things to happen faster are also centered in like other people and how other people view your rate of progress and like the speed at which you reached your success or how much you progressed in a given time frame. And so it's like once you stop caring about others' perception so much, you just naturally stop caring about how quickly things are happening. And that ironically allows things to speed up because you are more likely to choose these paths of ease, to choose these smooth paths, which do happen to end up being faster a lot of the time. So, group number one, those are all of the messages for you. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we have exclusive full-length pick a card readings. Some extended readings are available there as well. We have like 120 exclusive readings on there now. It's a great time over there, and 2 new readings every month that you can choose the topic for. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I will also have my latest release link down below. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for your support. I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number twos. So if you guys chose the Celestite and the Aurora Tarot with the Ace of Cups, this is going to be your reading. I have to mention to you that when I was filming the intro and showing your stone and card up close. The camera timer went to 11:11, so I made a note to mention that to you. And then as I was preparing to film your group, I saw 1:11 on the clock. So repeating ones could be very significant to this group. Maybe that's a sign for you that you found your group. You may want to look out for this number appearing for you moving forward. But let's get into it. So there's really only one main question that we're looking at in today's reading, and that is, how do you manifest best? So if the things that I'm talking about in this reading sound like things that you are already doing or things you're currently working towards, then that will be your confirmation that you are very much on the right path to manifesting your desires into reality. If I'm mentioning anything that you are not doing currently or haven't done yet, that may be a sign of something that you want to try. But let's get started. I'm gonna be shuffling all the decks on camera today. There may be messages coming out here and there while I'm shuffling. There may not be, but I'm gonna put a timestamp for anyone who would like to skip this shuffling process and just get into the main messages. But you're welcome to stay and hang out while we're shuffling. My group number twos. How do my group number twos manifest best? We have, do I need to cover this? Maybe. The Oceanic Mirror with the number 17, boundless openness, infinite beauty. We have Venus. Ooh, okay. These cards are giving similar vibes. The Oceanic Mirror and Venus. Seashells, pearls, oysters could be significant symbols to this group. Give and receive love. Find value and see beauty. I'm thinking of, it's interesting that you were drawn to the Ace of Cups, because when these cards come out, I'm thinking of the Two of Cups and the Three of Cups in tarot. Cancer energy could be significant as well. We have restful pause. And we have hearing inner guidance. My intuition flows whenever I am still. Very interesting. So we have this message about pause. We have this message about stillness. And we have a Venus card, and this card which is giving off Venusian energy. And this is very much giving divine feminine vibes. So stillness and silence, I feel, is a big part of what makes your manifestations so powerful. Disconnecting from the noise and the chaos of the outside world and connecting to your inner voice. I feel like my group number twos, you maybe don't need a lot of the guidance that is out there. I almost want to say, and this is going to be ironic, but like, how you manifest, it's not something that can be explained to you through language, and certainly not from someone else. It's a way that you feel on the inside. I feel like when you are in the flow, when you are in a place to manifest, it's less about the thoughts going through your head, and it's more an emotional signature. It's an emotional place that you find yourself in. You're like, oh, there's that feeling, there's that emotion. I know I'm in a manifesting energy right now. I know I'm in the flow right now. A lot of things you will manifest when you are in a period of inaction, when you are in a period of retreat, when you are in a period of reflection versus actively trying to go out in the world and do things and make efforts. I don't know if this is exactly the same energy, but I'm thinking about how when you are studying or when you are mastering a skill, yes, there's the time that is spent of you actively engaging in that activity, actively engaging in that study material. But then there's also all the time that you spend away from it that is also important. Giving things time to settle in, giving things time to integrate, giving your subconscious time to contextualize it, I'm hearing, and to absorb it. It's not always about the time that you spend actively doing the thing. Yeah, I think that is a good comparison. I'm also thinking of exercising, to get stronger, to get more fit. The time that you spend exercising obviously is important, but also all of the time you spend away from it is important. How you rest, how you recover, how you fuel yourself. And for my group number 2s, it's coming up that there's a lot of power in the times that you spend away from your work, away from your craft, away from your efforts that are equally as powerful. And I feel like for a lot of my group number 2s, it's not that you need to be doing more. Some of you maybe need to be or can be doing less. Those periods of inaction are very powerful too. These moments that you take to check in with yourself, to convene with your higher self, to convene with your spirit guides, to receive inspiration, to receive guidance. You need to be not doing. You need to create space and create silence for those moments to happen. And whatever you're manifesting, maybe it requires more frequent moments of checking in, or it requires a lot of wisdom from unseen beings rather than like spoken advice from the humans outside. Not that you can't get valuable guidance from all the people outside, but I feel like a lot of the valuable guidance you need on this journey is coming from inside of you. Okay, so one subconscious belief or limiting belief that I could definitely see being relevant for this group is that idea of I'm not doing enough, I need to be doing more. I need to be more productive. I need to put in more hours of active effort. That may not be how you manifest. So that's something to keep in mind. A lot can manifest when you are not directly taking action. I'm feeling called to specify that this message can apply to longer periods of time as well. So even for those of you who have been away from something for weeks, months, maybe even years, if you have taken time away from your craft, if you've taken time away from your passion projects, if you've taken time away from focusing on your goals and dreams, that's okay. And it doesn't mean that things were not happening behind the scenes during that time. We always are able to make sense of things at the end of the journey. And I believe that even for those of you who feel like there has been a long period of inaction, that you've taken a long break, that you've taken a lot of time away, I bet you at the end of your journey, you'll be able to look back and see why that pause was necessary, and that in fact, there was a lot of value that was actually happening during that time. Maybe it just wasn't so obvious. Sometimes we need to just take time to get older, or take time to live life, or leave the thing alone and let it grow on its own. Let it grow in its own time. Maybe for some of you, your manifestation feels like planting a tree in a forest and leaving and coming back many years later to see the beautiful tree that it's grown into. Maybe you don't need to be actively tending to the tree as much as you thought, or as much as you may see others around you doing. There's this beauty in seeing what happens when you just allow things to unfold and allow the universe to work its magic for you. So I think it's really important to trust, and this was kind of coming through in group number 1, because I think this is just a big thing in general, like trusting when you feel called to take inspired action and to not force it when you're not feeling it. Taking breaks is okay. Taking time away is okay. And it doesn't mean that you love what you're working towards any less. It doesn't mean that you identify with it any less or that you're less worthy of it. Sometimes that's just what your journey looks like, and that's very, very okay. I want to talk about this Venusian energy as well, and the fact that it was making me think of the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Cups, and 222 as I'm saying this, because I restarted the camera. I actually took a little break to make some tea. But anyway, I saw 222 because of that, which it all ties into the message. Excellent example of how sometimes taking time away is divinely guided. If I didn't stop the camera and go upstairs and make tea, which I normally don't do in the middle of a group, but my throat was feeling scratchy and it needed to be done. If I hadn't done that, I wouldn't have restarted the camera and saw 222, which I feel like is a very important confirmation when I'm about to start talking about the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Cups and loved ones and community. I think that that's a big part of your manifesting as well. I feel called to say that you would be wise to be selective about whom you share your inner world with, whom you share your desires and intentions with, and what you are manifesting. As I feel like my group number 2s, you already are pretty selective, but your manifestations can be strengthened by sharing them with those who are, I want to say mystical, with those who are mystical just like you, and those who fiercely believe in you. Because I'm seeing both the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Cups, for some of you, this may just be one other person, like you and one other person. Maybe it's a best friend. Maybe it's a spiritual mentor. Maybe it's a significant other, a love interest. Like it could be you and one other person who you just feel this safe bond between the 2 of you, that you're able to share your deepest desires and you're able to share the things that you're working on and share your vision for your future in this, like, not closed off, but in this protected, safe space where you know there's only support and there's no judgment and there's not going to be any weird energetic interference by sharing it in this safe channel. For some of you, it could be a small group of friends who believe in your ability to manifest and who validate and affirm you every step of the way. Sharing with the right people is going to make your manifestations really, really powerful. Okay, I want to keep this here. So let's get into your tarot. Whoop. Tea actually really helps, eh? I'm not a big like hot tea drinker, but I got the honey, I got the ginger. It's working. Okay. My group number 2s, how do you manifest best? Two of Pentacles. The 9 of Swords. I love a 9 of Swords in a manifestation reading. We'll get into it. we have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Eight of Swords. I don't know which way that goes because the 8 looks the same, whether it's upright or reverse. I think it's this way. Yeah! And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the Four of Wands. Okay. Something I really want to affirm to you, which I think group number 2, you probably already know, is that you are very, very tapped into your intuition. You hear your higher self accurately. You feel your higher self accurately. I would say that the human persona that you present to the world and the essence of your higher self, there's a very, very small gap. Your higher self is really shining through. And the things that you are passionate about, the things that you dream about, the things that you pursue, the things that you long for, the things that you seek in this earthly experience are very, very much aligned with your soul's desires and what will best contribute to your soul's growth and what will help you reach your highest potential, what will help you learn the lessons your soul is seeking to learn. Your desires are very, I want to say, divinely informed. They're very divinely informed. Your soul is completely on board. Your spiritual team is completely on board. Somehow I think you already knew this, but the things that you want are not random. Like, they are very divinely guided. You're pursuing them because you're meant to be. You want them because they're meant to be in your life. And all of the happiness that you feel when you visualize it, it's going to make you just as happy when you have it in your 3D reality. It's going to be exactly as you imagined it. You have a very clear vision. Group number 2, I hope I'm not sounding like a broken record, but this energy is just coming through really strongly as something that Spirit wants to confirm to you. There's this energy of you manifesting by putting a bit of effort into something, stepping away for a while, and then coming back. Putting in a bit of effort, stepping away for a while, and coming back. But in that time away, you're thinking about it, you're reflecting, you're growing, you're maturing, and that's part of the work too. And so I just think it's really important for any of my group number 2s who struggle with this feeling of, I'm not doing enough, I should be doing more, or I should be more consistent, that this unique way is how you manifest, and it will all make sense in the end. I don't think this has ever happened when I'm filming a reading before, that I'm continuously stepping away from it. Yes, sometimes I'll take a break to go answer the doorbell or because Yumi starts barking. But as I'm filming this group, like several times, I will turn off the camera, go do something else, and come back. And even as I'm saying this, I'm like worried about how it's going to be received. But that's just how the messages are coming through. I literally just went to the store and came back. And all the while, I'm thinking about your energy. I'm thinking about this group. I'm thinking about the messages I need to say to you. And that time away from this desk is also part of the reading because I'm still in that receiving mode. I'm not spending the whole time actively sitting here and talking to you like I normally do. So there's something unique about the way you manifest. I know I already said this, but it's important. Like where the time away is just as valuable, and you really, like, those of you who are feeling guilty about that or feeling like, I need to be like more actively working on this and that. No, I feel like this is the divinely guided way that you are manifesting this. I also get the sense for my group number 2s that you have multiple things that you are manifesting, multiple big things that are equally important to you, and that Spirit wants to tell you to give yourself permission to keep prioritizing these things equally and keep going back and forth if that's what your energy is calling you to do. The more I sit with your energy, I feel like maybe there is some sort of, I don't know if guilt is the right word, but doubt about the way that you manifest, like maybe this is the wrong way. But I feel this energy of like, okay, I'll put in a little bit of effort here. And now I feel called to focus on this goal. So I'm going to go here and put a little bit of effort here. And I feel called to go over here and put a little bit of effort here. And I'm not going to lie, there are some readings where I might advise the opposite of that and say like, you should just focus on one thing because if you scatter your energy, then nothing's going to work. But I feel like this is your unique way, group number 2, and you are meant to be building up multiple things at once. And trusting that when you're over here focusing on this particular goal, the other goals are taking care of themselves, I'm hearing, and growing on their own. It's like you're painting a picture and you spend a little bit of time here painting these flower petals, and then you go over here and paint some of this tree trunk, and then you go over here and paint some of the sky. And you may be thinking like, oh, the flower petals don't look like flower petals yet because I'm not spending enough time on them, and the tree trunk doesn't look enough like a tree trunk yet because I'm not consistently painting that enough. But you keep going like this, a little here, a little there, and over time, finally, and suddenly I'm hearing the whole painting comes together. It all comes together at the same time. It all reveals itself, what it was meant to be at the end. So it's like you're manifesting multiple things and somehow they're all related. And at the end, you will see how they all came together and made this magnificent painting that is your desired reality. In fact, I even feel like the idea that there are multiple things you're manifesting is an illusion. It's all one big manifestation. Yes, you're painting multiple things in your painting, but it's one painting that you're creating. So when you're focusing on one area, you're actually focusing on all of it. When you're pouring love and effort into one of your goals, all of your other goals are benefiting from it. Because whatever insights and wisdom you're gaining from this one thing you're focusing on in the moment, you're going to be able to apply that wisdom to the other things. It's going to benefit you in the other things. So allow yourself the permission to have multiple aspirations, to have multiple projects that you're working on. They're all tied into each other. And allow yourself to move freely between them. This is your unique way of manifesting. Something else that I've been so excited to talk about is the 9 of Swords. I think I made a comment. I like when this energy comes up in manifestation readings because I want to talk about it. The 9 of Swords is about negative thoughts, worries, of the worst case scenario, expecting the worst to happen, getting stuck in your head, getting stuck in loops of overthinking. The very thing that we're so often told is going to ruin our manifestation. And so this card is here to confirm to you that your manifestation method works even if you're doubting it. I said this in the intro, but the manifestation method that works is the one that you subconsciously believe works. And just because your mind is yelling at you that you're doing something wrong or you need to be doing more, that doesn't mean that something deeper in you knows what it's doing. Your mind can chatter all it wants about this is wrong and I'm on the wrong path and something's wrong with me and trying to guilt you for the way you exist and the way you create. I just heard like you need to let yourself cook. Sure, I guess that's one way to put it. Your higher self knows your process. It's like your higher self is painting this painting of your life and an inner critic is standing off to the side like, I don't get it. I don't get what this is yet. Aren't you going to finish those branches? Why are you moving on to paint over there? And the higher self is like, shh, let me cook. I have my vision. There's a method to this quote unquote madness, and it's all going to come together at the end. And you're gonna see why I painted the layers in the order that I did, and why I had to do a little bit here and then let it dry before I touched it again. Letting the paint dry is just as important of a part of painting as the actual act of painting. You gotta let things set sometimes before you go and touch it again. And your higher self understands this. And that's why sometimes you won't feel called to focus on certain areas of your life or to put effort into certain ventures, because the paint is drying, because things are setting. Your higher self understands this. Even when your mind may be saying, oh no, I should be doing more of this. Oh no, I'm doing this wrong. Your higher self understands the assignment and will continue to use this method that works, even when you're doubting it works. I heard the medicine's gonna work anyway. The medicine is gonna work anyway, even if you don't think it's working. And also, the medicine is not offended. The wisdom of the divine is impersonal. It's not going to take offense just because some inner critic doesn't believe it. It's going to say, okay, well, you keep doubting and I'm going to keep working my magic and one day you'll see. Or maybe you won't. I don't care, but I'm still going to work my magic. The divine is going to continue working its magic through you, whether the doubts are there or not. Please tend to those doubts so that you can feel better, of course, so that you can feel more at peace in this process. But I have a feeling that your doubts have little power in actually intervening or hindering you, because something deeper, a deeper wisdom in you is always going to lead you to do the things that you're meant to do. I experienced something like this in my life where my mind was saying over and over again, oh my gosh, this isn't gonna work. It's gonna take so much time. It's gonna take so much money. And I have such a small chance of being successful. What's the point of it all? I wanna give up. My mind kept yelling this at me over and over again. And yet, as if I was, this is a bit dramatic, as if I was possessed, I just kept working on it. Because something deeper than all of that chatter just kept gently guiding me to keep working on it. And lo and behold, it worked out. Lo and behold, I was successful. So did my negative thoughts hinder my manifestation? No. They were a bit annoying. They were a bit frustrating. I probably could have done something to ease those doubts so that I could have had a smoother process, but shit, they did not do much. So don't get hung up on the negative thoughts. Let them talk their shit and let them pass, because they really don't have that much power in what is meant for you. You know, we talk about nobody can take away what is meant for you. Your inner critic can't take away what is meant for you. They can trick you into thinking that they can, but they can only have power if you give it to them. Your negative thoughts can only have power if you give it to them. There's something here as well about enjoying the process and taking your time with the Seven of Pentacles. This card is often about patience, things taking time to materialize. I also often feel with the Seven of Pentacles, a labor of love sort of message. There's a visual that keeps coming up for this group as well of nature, tending to a garden, planting a tree, painting a nature landscape. And nature takes time to reach its final form. Plants take time to grow and they go through many stages of evolution. And how boring would it be if you only cared about seeing a plant's final form? And how fulfilling is it when you find awe and beauty when it's a seed, when it's a sprout, when it's has little buds on it, when it's flowering, when the flower petals fall. when it's a mature plant, when it bears fruit? How fulfilling is it when you find joy in all of those steps? I almost want to say, if you only find joy in the plant's final form, don't even bother planting it. If you only want to see my end result, don't support me. Don't be friends with me unless you're here with me every step of the way. And this is how you have to show up for yourself. And this is how you are showing up for yourself. I'm not only interested in myself when I've reached the quote unquote final stage, whatever that is. I'm interested in all of the stages of my evolution. I'm here for the whole process. I'm invested. I'm sat for the whole process. I'm so excited to celebrate all my different faces and all my different stages. That's where 99% of the beauty is. That's where 99% of the journey is. My final form is just one part of that, and it's not even necessarily better than the rest of it. It's a labor of love where the whole point is being present for the process. And yes, the end goal is important, but it's important because it's also part of the process. It's not important because it's the end goal. Falling in love with the day in and day out, maybe romanticizing a little bit, because there is quite a bit of Venusian energy here. And I feel a bit of an artistic energy from this group. Turning the mundane everyday into romance, into art. That you almost, maybe this is a bit dramatic, but reaching a place where you could almost show up to a quote unquote any other day with the same excitement and the same passion as a big milestone day, a big breakthrough day. And there's an example coming to my mind of a performer, like someone who performs in concerts, let's say. It would be so beautiful to see that an artist shows up with the same excitement and giving their all in a performance for 20 people or a performance for 20,000 people. To see that they truly love what they're doing and they're enthusiastic because of what they're doing, not because of the turnout, not because of how many people are there to see it. That's their labor of love. I do this because I love doing this, not because I'm trying to pull as many people as possible or reach some end result. So I want to say to you, my group number twos, the key to your successful manifestation is loving the process. And if you're not loving the process, take some time to sit with that. Is it because something about the process is inherently unenjoyable to you? Or is it because some external pressure is tainting your experience of the process, is sucking the joy out of it? Because if it's the latter, that can be fixed. If it's something that's sucking the joy out of an experience you usually would enjoy, some external pressure, some insecurity, that can be addressed. But if you find that you actually inherently don't enjoy the process, then maybe it's not something you're meant to do. The last thing I want to say with this Eight of Swords is that when you, at this moment, group number two, when you are doubting the process, it's those very moments that are often when you're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. The reason for that is because when you are in the flow, what you feel called to do might often defy quote unquote logic, what the analytical mind perceives as the natural course of events or what you're supposed to be doing, what one is supposed to do in these circumstances. I don't know, based on what is socially agreed upon, based on what has been modeled for you in the external world. When you are in the flow and you are creating from a divine source, It's like your analytical mind is raising an eyebrow. Like it flags your activity. It's like flagging suspicious activity. This doesn't go by the book of how I thought we're supposed to achieve things. So it's those very moments when you're feeling doubtful, that's actually a sign you're operating not by logic, but by some deeper wisdom. You may reach a point in the future where these feelings of doubt don't come up anymore. But I feel like in the present moment, when you're like, I don't know if this is right, that's actually a sign that you are doing the right thing. Because it means you're confusing your logical brain. It means you're not operating by its rules or by what it expects you to do. I feel like a lot of the time for my group number 2s, the doubt and insecurity that you experience, it's not surrounding what you're pursuing. I think you know very well that what you're pursuing is what is meant for you, is what your soul truly desires, is what is yours to claim, is what calls to you for a reason. You know very well what you want. I feel like your doubt doesn't sit there. I think a lot of the times when you experience doubt, it's pertaining to the way you're going about it. If your methods are correct, so to speak, if your method is actually in alignment. Yeah, it's all about the way you're getting there. And to that I say, if your higher self is speaking so loud that it can show you exactly what you are meant to move towards, don't you think your higher self has the how under control as well? This may be something to sit with and analyze a bit if you feel called to. I know that what I desire is divinely guided. What is it that allows me to be so certain about that? Figure out what that is. Car honking confirmation. Okay, so if I can be so certain about what it is that I'm pursuing, why is it that I cannot apply that same certainty to the methods I'm guided to take to get there? Why is it that I doubt the methods? Why is it that I feel I'm doing something wrong? That answer could be different for different people who are watching this, but I think that's maybe like a reflection question to come away from this reading with, like the certainty that I feel about certain aspects of this journey. Why can't I apply that certainty to other areas of it? Why don't I think my higher self would have it all figured out? Or why don't I trust it to be guiding me correctly in this particular aspect of it? Does that make sense? Maybe, maybe not. Yeah. Group number 2, this is a really interesting energy. I would love to know about what your journey has been like and what you're manifesting. If you feel comfortable to share it, of course. The comments are always open, but those are all the messages for you. So thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. And thank you for putting up with my scratchy voice. I feel like it's maybe not the prettiest to listen to, but we're out here. Thank you very much. And I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching this. And I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have linked down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we have exclusive full-length readings. We have some extended readings over there. I think there's over 120 exclusive pick a card readings over there now. So I will have that link down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video. That is an original song. I will also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really, really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the Fluorite and the Cosmo Visions deck with the Ace of Embers, aka the Ace of Wands, this is going to be your reading. So there's basically just one question that we're going to be looking at in today's reading, and that is, how do you manifest best? So if what I'm talking about here sounds like things that you are already doing or things that you are currently working on, then that will be your confirmation that you are very much on the right path to manifesting your desires into reality. If there are some things here I'm talking about that you are not currently doing or that you haven't tried yet, then maybe it's a sign for you that that's something you might want to try to help with your manifesting. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm going to be shuffling all of the decks on camera today. There may be little messages that pop up here and there while I'm shuffling. There may not be, but I am going to put a timestamp for those of you who would like to skip the shuffling part and just get right into the main messages. But you're welcome to stick around and hang out during the shuffling segment as well. My group number threes, how do you manifest best? What is your best manifestation technique? We have the Myrtle Portal, Sacred Community Love with the number 23. Ooh, okay. Right away, this is giving me the feeling that there's something big you're manifesting in this lifetime that is kind of a group effort. But specifically the feeling that I'm getting, okay, you could be very well building something with a group of people in a team, but the feeling that I more so got with this card was people building up something big together in this world, even though they're not necessarily connected in the 3D. Like, they may not even know each other, but somehow they're members of the same soul group, and somehow they're synchronized, I'm hearing. Everybody is playing their part. Everybody has a unique role. And as they move down their individual paths, eventually they will merge. How do I describe this? It's as if there's different people dispersed and everybody got a blueprint of something they were supposed to build. So everybody builds their part and then they come together. You get to see what everybody else built. And then it's like, okay, I made this, you made that. Like, how does this all go together? You're building something big with a team of souls. It's like a big group effort. Something for the collective. It's a big collaboration of many, many souls. We also have Neptune, Dream, and Transcend. Okay, my group number threes, you are manifesting something, or you're manifesting multiple things that are very big and that honestly, you need to be a little bit delulu to believe in them. That is your superpower. If you didn't have that, you wouldn't be able to make it a reality. You do need to be a bit of a dreamer to make this a reality. You could have Pisces placements, or you could have 12th house placements. And those could be asking for your attention right now. Actually, at the time that I'm filming this, Neptune just moved into Aries, which is a fire sign, which is the card that you were drawn to. So something about Neptune having moved into the sign of Aries could be aiding or accelerating your manifestations. And that's a transit that's going to last for several years. So I feel like you're going to benefit from this energy for a long time. we have recalibration. That's beautiful. Oh, that reminds me of like going to the beach right when the sun is coming up. And the sun is so bright that it makes the whole sea look like dazzling in white. Okay, something about that imagery feels like shining a light into your subconscious mind. So one of the techniques that really helps you manifest is just making your subconscious conscious. I talked about this a bit in the intro, but that's also going to be a superpower for you. Maybe something about Neptune moving into Aries is going to help you with that. Over the next few years, your subconscious is becoming conscious. It's exposing itself to you, which I have this visual of like when an animal shows you their belly because it trusts you. Some things deep in your subconscious are exposing themselves to you. Perhaps some things in the collective subconscious are exposing themselves to you, some secrets. Some of you could be healers or doctors or in some sort of medicinal field. I know that's a bit vague, but that's coming through. Something about healing and medicine and doctors. Your body could also be healing and strengthening in mysterious ways, I'm hearing, over the next few years, because you allowed it to. You gave your body space to do its thing, do what it knows how to do, I'm hearing. You stopped interfering. Or you took it out of an environment where there was a lot of interference to its natural healing process. Some of you could be relocating, and particularly relocating to a spot on Earth that it's like the energy really agrees with you there. For some of you, this could be like by the water. The water is charged in some way, or the earth is charged in some way that really agrees with you. Okay, we have two coming out at the same time. This card says transforming tragedy. And honestly, this is probably because of what we were just talking about, but I read it as transforming the body. So there is something about you going through a physical transformation that either helps you manifest your goals, or maybe that in itself is a manifestation of yours. There's some sort of, I want to say miraculous healing, and maybe that sounds a bit dramatic, but I feel like there is some sort of miraculous healing that is going on for you, whether that's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, or all of the above. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. And we have celebrating simplicity. I am more fulfilled when there is less to manage and maintain. Okay, so both of these cards talk about things leaving your life, but this being a good thing. It's making your life more simple. Once you get over the initial shock of something leaving your life, once you get over the initial shock of something ending, you find that the empty space left behind is actually a relief. There is less for you to manage. There is less for you to worry about. Life becomes simpler. You become more free. Okay, this is kind of giving me Tower, Pluto energy. There's something leaving your life that you may not feel ready for in the moment, but then you realize it's a huge blessing. You were drawn to the fire. You were drawn to the suit of fire Fire burns away that which is no longer needed. There's also a feeling of cleansing, of purification, of transformation. We have this recalibration here. Group number 3, you're going through some crazy energetic upgrades at the moment. And whatever you've outgrown in your life is going to be, I'm hearing, abruptly coming to an end. There are some endings coming in that are very much a part of the things that you are manifesting, but that you may be in resistance to. So the way that you manifest the most effectively is to loosen your grip, is to let go of attachments. The things that you experience leading up to your manifestation are all important parts of it. I'm seeing this visual of you holding something in your hands and then asking the universe, 1111 as I'm saying this, you holding something in your hands and asking the universe to give you something. And the universe says, okay, well, I have to remove this to make space to give it to you. And you're like, no. And so there's a bit of a paradox because it's like, I want to welcome the new, but I'm scared. I'm scared to let go of the old. Or I'm scared of the in-between phase where the old has been taken away and the new isn't here yet. I'm scared of that discomfort. Being able to let go and being able to find comfort in the discomfort and being able to trust whatever processes of loss and removal are going on, that's really big for you. Okay, we're gonna get into your tarot. I'm hearing something like these energetic upgrades and ascension and awakening. It's not all pretty. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's beautiful, but sometimes it's quite difficult. Sometimes it feels lonely. Sometimes it feels confusing. But there's great freedom and great inner peace on the other side of that. How do my group number 3s manifest best? We have the 6 of Embers. This is also, and 1313, as I'm pulling this card, that's the number of death. In terms of tarot cards, I think I've mentioned death, the Tower. I mentioned Pluto energy as well. There's sort of a heavy Scorpio vibe going on here. Scorpio, 8th house Pluto, as well as Neptune, 12th house Pisces. If you have placements in these signs or in these houses, they may be asking for your attention right now. They may have something to teach you. But it's interesting that Neptune and Pluto come up because they have both recently changed signs. And you might be affected. I mean, we're all going to be affected because they're outer planets. But those transits may really be ushering in some big manifestations for you. Working with astrological transits could also be a very powerful way that you manifest. Being aware of what's going on and timing any transitions or major decisions or even things like rituals and intention setting, timing those activities accordingly. It's not necessary because at the end of the day, you can manifest anytime. But if you feel drawn to the stars, if you feel drawn to astrology, it might give you an extra sense of certainty, like when you time things accordingly, knowing that the celestial bodies are bolstering. I don't know if that's the right word, but that's what I heard. Bolstering you. They're on your side. Very interestingly as well, Jupiter, this is Jupiter in Leo. Jupiter is going to enter into Leo pretty soon too, in 2026, I believe. So that could also be a really big year for you. This is the exact same card that group number 2 got in the exact same position. So if you were drawn to group number 2, that might be confirmation that there's a message for you there. Five of Embers, Five of Wands. There's a strong fire and wand theme going on. There's a competitive spirit that will help you. And there's a pride or a standard that you hold yourself to that will help you. A healthy bit of ego will help you in manifesting. Without the ego, there's no desires at all because there's no sense of self. We don't want to dissolve our ego. We just want it to not blindly have power over us. When I saw this Five of Wands and the Six of Wands together, like there's something about you being in competition that helps you. Maybe some of you are manifesting success in a competitive field, like a position that is highly sought after, or in a field that is inherently competitive. Like I'm thinking of sports, just as one example. Maybe you're manifesting winning a contest or being selected for something, standing out from the rest. This drive and this sense of competition will help you. And for some of you, this can even just be you feeling like you're in competition with yourself. That's something that personally helps me get better at running because I always feel like I'm in competition with, last week's results. I want to feel like I'm getting better and better and better. And that pushes me when I'm feeling tired. Like if you just push a little bit more, you can beat your record. And that pulls me through a lot. That competitive Aries spirit. Doesn't have to be Aries for you, but wanting to always be better than your past self, or feeling a competitive spirit with peers, or maybe some of you are on a team that's like competing for something. Always having that next goal, always being hungry. Being proud of yourself, that helps a lot too. Having a healthy sense of ego helps a lot. Crafting your own unique expression, crafting your own unique aesthetic, could even be a brand. Like thinking about how you want to present yourself, the imprint you want to leave on others. I'm thinking of like a mood board. This could be a literal mood board that you're making of yourself and your vibe, or it could be a more energetic mood board that you think of. Thinking about what makes you unique. What's your unique flavor? Because that uniqueness is also something that gives you an edge over the competition. Something about you standing out and knowing, like consciously knowing what makes you stand out and using that to your advantage. That's helping you manifest. That's helping you get noticed by people in general, or get noticed by the right people. Or the right person, singular for some of you. We have two coming out at the same time. I do just want to mention, oh my gosh, another Wands card. I do just want to mention that None of the other groups so far had 2 cards coming out at the same time, and for you it's happened twice. So I feel like that is significant. Sometimes when that happens, it makes me think that there's a pair energy or a couple energy that could be significant. I need to know what the Pathfinder is. Okay, that's crazy. I just picked up the guidebook and this was stuck to the back of it. And it's the Tower card, which I mentioned I was feeling the energy of the Tower card. And in this deck, it's called the Shore. I don't know, some of you need to like go by the sea, go by a body of water, and receive an energetic upgrade from there. Maybe you need to like put your feet in the sand or put your feet in like the waves that are coming up. This meteor shower looks very much like the imagery on the 8 of Wands, where we often see wands coming down from the sky. This is like really weirdly specific, but I feel like some of my group number 3s, you're gonna go to a body of water and like stand by the shore and receive a download that is life-changing. Or you're like looking into the vastness of the sea and it's putting something into perspective for you. Positioning yourself in nature, and especially places where you can feel the vastness of nature, I think helps you manifest, because it reminds you that you're part of something bigger. And it reminds you how small your worries are and how small and insignificant your perceived limitations are. Imagine me thinking that I have these silly limitations when this giant ocean exists, when this giant mountain exists, when the sun exists. And I put these limitations on myself. Phew. Like, nature will remind you what a miracle your existence is. Okay, the Pathfinder is the Page of Pentacles. It's on page 104. Yeah, we're literally talking about your ambition and your drive to achieve. Ambition, diligence, achiever. With 104 here, October 4th or April 10th or April 1st could be significant, or January 4th. An anthropomorphic lion takes the stance of a runner, prepared to achieve victory at any cost. The ground beneath their feet shakes, waiting patiently to make their move. The earth is a playground. The ground offers a course to chart, and the trees give the Pathfinder heights to soar. If there is a way to get there, they will surely find it. The Pathfinder is someone who always reaches their goals and are straight to the point. Group number 3, let me just say, you know what helps you manifest? Your personality. You were built for manifesting. There's like a blue thread here that could be significant. I don't know when that got here, but anyway, blue thread or a blue string, or threads in general. Your drive, your ambition, your competitive spirit, your fire, there's so much fire here. I don't know if you have a lot of fire placements, but you're literally built to succeed. You're built to achieve your goals. There's no time for games. Their eye is on the prize. This can be good in a reading, especially when you are unsure about the outcome of an event. Don't spend any more time worrying about it. This victory will be a gift from the universe, so be diligent and ambitious with your plans. If you follow the boldness of the Pathfinder, you will achieve greatness. I'm also hearing something like, look, what works, works. I feel like this group, you have a little bit of a Delulu spirit. That crow cawing outside is confirmation. That helps you manifest. And if people want to make fun of you, or if people want to say what you're believing is silly, it's like, okay, well, look at the results. I was Delulu that I could win a gold medal and for my country, just as an example, and I won it. So like, you could call it silly, but it worked. And who has the medal? Me. Exactly. So what was that? What was it you were going to say about my methods? No, tell me again. What was it you were going to say? Exactly. Yeah. Okay. I want to read the Shore as well. which is on page 41. So both of the passages in the guidebook have 1s and 4s in them. That could be significant. Turbulence, unfamiliar place. When the darkness subsides, you find yourself on a foggy beach. Confused, you look around and see nothing familiar. Did you make the wrong choice? The shore seems of another world. Fire rains from the sky and the air smells of soot. In the distance, you see a graveyard of broken ships. You travel towards the ships, unsure of what you are looking for or who you even are. As the waves pummel the cosmic floor, the heaviness that hangs in the air creeps into your mind. Why are you here? The shore is the rock bottom of the spirit plane. If this card has appeared in the wake of a disaster, do not let your sudden upheaval define you. While your current territory may be unfamiliar, underneath the crashing waves of the shore sleeps the world you know well. Change is a part of breaking new ground, and some transitions can be harder than others. Take the time you need to adjust to your new reality, find daily comforts, and embrace what you can of the familiar. It will make the unfamiliar feel more like home. Part of your manifestation, I think, is great change and upheaval. So again, you become a powerful manifester when you're able to surrender to transformations, surrender to the unexpected, loosen your grip. I want to say on everything or on most things. Get comfortable in unfamiliar territory. Maybe for some of you, your manifestation involves going to an unfamiliar land. I think I said this already, but there could be relocation involved for some of you. Just going to a completely new environment that takes time to adjust to. Somehow I feel like you'll be somewhere that feels unfamiliar at first, but in time you start to recognize maybe memories from a past life or just something that feels familiar on a deeper level. Embracing non-linear progress and embracing a non-linear journey will also be very helpful to you. We have Karma. This is the Justice card. And at the bottom of the deck, we have more embers, more wands, and there's this like meteor shower again. The imagery of meteors could be significant or things falling from the sky. All of your minor arcana are wands, which is crazy. I feel like that's super rare that every minor arcana, especially because we pulled like 1, 2, 3, 5, and they're all wands. Maybe the fire element wants to be expressed more through you at this time, or is particularly significant at this stage in your journey. I do feel like there is a need for some kind of purging, some kind of cleansing, things being burned away. I feel like you're in a period of endings. I'm hearing of things being taken away, which is what it might feel like. But in every ending is a beginning. And in everything being taken away, something is being given to you. We have Karma and we have the 10 of Embers. I feel like you're closing a karmic cycle that has been particularly exhausting. There's certain things in your life that need to end because only when they end will you realize how much they were draining your energy. Only when they end will you realize how full of energy you can feel. This is maybe a silly example, but I think it can illustrate the energy. It's like if someone lost their phone and they are freaking out. They're like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do without my phone? I need my phone. And maybe rightfully so, they're upset because maybe the phone was expensive. Maybe there was some important things in there. And yeah, it sucks if that happens. But after a few days, they realize, oh my gosh, I feel so much better without that thing. I haven't been on social media. When I'm walking somewhere, I'm paying attention to the sounds around me. I'm looking at the flowers. I'm looking at the trees. I'm paying attention to the breeze. I'm with my thoughts. I'm meditating. I have more focus during the day. I don't feel as much stress. I don't feel that looming sense of dread. I feel like I have my privacy, that I don't have to be accessible to people all the time. I realized that by having this object taken away, I was actually given a lot. I was given clarity, I was given focus, I was given freedom, I was given peace of mind, I was given reconnection to myself. I don't even think I want one back. Maybe it's a silly example, but just to paint the picture, there's something that the universe, quote unquote, takes away. But only then do you realize what the universe is trying to give you through that. And it's this like, oh my gosh, I'm so much less exhausted. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much that thing was draining me. Being able to let go, being able to loosen your grip, being able to surrender, that's a really big thing for your manifestation. There's like this feeling of holding on to something that, and this is not a judgment, by the way, because you literally couldn't know until it was out of your life. You would have no way of knowing, I think, that you're holding on to something that is maybe causing more damage than it's contributing good into your life. It's sucking from your energy or sucking from your life force somehow. Only when you're able to take a break from it, you realize how exhausting it was. I don't usually believe in this kind of thing, but I'm going to say it because it came up. There was that message of what you're manifesting and what you're building. There's like a larger soul group involved. And by each of you doing your part, you're building something that will... Wait, I kind of do believe in this stuff because humans suck. Okay. You're building something with a larger group of souls that's going to benefit the collective. And just take this if it resonates, but there may be another energy that's kind of like an adversary that doesn't want you to build this thing that's going to benefit the collective, and who benefits from you being drained, and who benefits from you being exhausted, and who benefits from your attention and focus going elsewhere and feeling like you need to be holding on to that thing. I don't even have to force you to engage in these things that drain you because you think you need it or you think you want it. I don't know. There's some fishy shit like that. There's some energy like that that is going on. Like I said, take it if it resonates. But I just had to mention it because it came through. But there are greater forces working with you. There are higher beings who are working with you. Because what you're building, it's for the benefit of many, many souls. There's many, many souls working on this with you. You're part of some movement, whether that's a movement on earth or like a spiritual movement, an unseen movement, like a vibrational movement, I could also say. Ushering something new onto earth, like you're part of some kind of wave or some kind of movement like that. And there may be, physically or energetically, some kind of counter movement that you are being protected from so you can continue your mission. But part of that involves certain things needing to be given up or needing to end in your life. And maybe some things that you have a bit of an attachment to, but that you will feel so much better once they're released. I hope that that makes sense. But I do feel like you're at the end of a tough cycle with this karma coming through, the 10 representing completion. The Shore was talking about a rock bottom, and the thing about rock bottom is that it can only get better from there. So I believe you've been through the hardest parts of this journey, and things are only going up from here. I guess the biggest takeaway that I could say for your most effective manifestation at this point is surrender. Being in nature was coming through a lot as a very big thing. Harnessing the force of nature. Because whatever, if you resonate with this counter movement thing, I feel like nature laughs in the face of it. Because it's has no power. Nature is on your side. Mother Earth is on your side. And Mother Earth laughs at whatever these adversaries are trying to do. That message is coming through. You cannot win. Yeah, there's a bit of, not like you're in a battle, but your desire for victory, your desire to win, a bit of that competitive spirit that's going to help you. And the other thing was thinking about your unique mood, your unique vibe, your unique essence that you want to bring to the world and being proud of it. That will help you too. This was an interesting message, group number 3. Thank you so much for allowing me to sit with your energy and read your cards. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we have full-length exclusive readings. We have some extended readings there. We have over 120 exclusive readings, and we have 2 full-length readings going up there every month that you can choose the topic for. It's a great time over there. I'll have that link down below. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here. And I'm sending so much love to you, your higher self, your beautiful extended soul family, whom you may or may not know. Probably you know some of them and some of them you don't, but you're working towards the same goal together for Earth, for the collective. And this energy was so cool. I would love to know how this resonates with you, if you feel comfortable or feel called to share it. The comments are open, but I'm sending love to all of you on this mission, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on Earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number 4s. So if you guys chose the pink Amethyst along with the Likely Tarot and the Ace of Swords card, this is going to be a reading. There is basically just one main question that we're answering in this reading, which is, how do you manifest best? So if what I'm talking about sounds like things that you are already doing or that you are currently working on, then that will be your confirmation that you are very much on the right path to manifesting your desires into reality. If I'm speaking about something that you are not currently doing or that you haven't done yet, that might be a sign for you that it's something you might want to try in your manifestation journey. But without further ado, let's get into it. I'm going to be shuffling all of the decks on camera today. In some groups so far, there were like a lot of messages coming through while shuffling. In others, not so much. I will put a timestamp for those of you who want to skip the process of shuffling and just get into the main messages. But if you wanted to stick around in case there are some messages coming through while shuffling, or if you just like to be there for the process of shuffling, feel free to stick around and hang out. My group number 4s. How do my group number 4s manifest best? What is my group number 4's best manifesting technique? Aligned romance, okay. Soulmate, pure intentions, true love. For some of you, this could be a confirmation about what you are manifesting. It could be that a soulmate connection makes your manifesting intentions stronger. Kind of like you have double the power. If I interpret this a bit more generally, I just do think that you being in love, whether that's with a person, with the path that you're going down, with your craft, genuinely being in love with something and being motivated by that love, I'm hearing, and nothing else. That's not to say you can't have other motivations, but I think when you have that pure, like, I'm just going down this path because I love it so much, that makes your manifestations very, very strong. If you love what you're doing, you're going to be successful in it. Love supercharges your manifestations, and I feel like you have a lot of it. Group number 4. Interesting. I said that message about like if there's you and a soulmate, then your manifesting power is doubled because you're group number 4 and this card is number 8, which of course is like double of 4. So there could be something to that. I don't know why it doesn't want to focus, but it is number 8. Group number 4s, how do you manifest best? What is your best manifesting technique? Ooh. House 5, passion, play, children, confidence, and creativity. So we have messages of love and passion. I feel like this is going to end up being a pretty straightforward message for my group number 4s. When you approach something with love and you're genuinely passionate about it, you're going to make it happen. Your passion moves mountains. I also think when you approach something with a more playful mindset, when you focus on the enjoyment of it, when you focus on the fun of it, that really supercharges your manifestations too. I'm noticing that there is a singing bird on this card. So for some of you, things that you're manifesting, it could actually be that speaking things into existence is a way that you manifest really well. Whether that's, talking to people in your life as if your manifestation is already here, speaking to them with excitement. It could be talking to yourself. I do that a lot and it helps me manifest, helps me get to know like what's going on in my head better. So it could be just talking to yourself or affirmations that you repeat to yourself. It could be singing as well. That helps you manifest, even just vocalizing. Like, just vocalizing, letting your throat vibrate could be helpful. There is a heart on this card as well. So your heart center and your throat are important for your manifesting. Music could be very helpful as well. Meditative music, music for the intention of manifestation, just the good vibes that are carried in music. Some of you could be musicians and create music of your own. By the way, my throat being scratchy is not like a sign that your throat is blocked or something. It's just been scratchy all day. That's just a me thing. I'm shuffling this deck again, so I guess another card wants to come out from this deck. But yeah, you definitely manifest the best when you're just having fun. I'm hearing when you forget about everything. When you're enjoying yourself so much, you're just in the flow, You forget what time it is. I'm hearing you forget what you're wearing. You're not thinking about how you're being perceived. You're just in a trance. Pisces, also a very creative energy. Intimacy, intuition, and compassion. And we have these two fish swimming together. Some of you could be manifesting something with a partner. You and your partner are manifesting together. You and your soulmate are manifesting together, or you literally are manifesting this soulmate. Being creative helps you manifest. Being creative could also bring you insights that you need. When you're in the process of creating, you're channeling messages that will help you, that will reveal things to you. Paying attention to your dreams will help you manifest. Keeping a dream journal will help you manifest because there's wisdom being dropped in your dreams as well. Because you don't have resistance in your dreams. Your subconscious can show things to you and you'll accept it because it's just a dream, right? You'll more openly accept it. Why can't that be true in your waking life as well? There's also less resistance when you're in a creative flow for downloads to come in. So use that to your advantage. Sometimes your higher self, perhaps the higher self of a counterpart or higher beings, need to properly time when they speak to you because you need to be sort of in a frame of mind of minimal resistance, more open to suggestion, because sometimes they're suggesting things to you that maybe sound a little bit out there. And there's something about when you're dreaming, when you're creating, when you're in this flow and having fun, it makes you more receptive to what they have to say to you. Versus like if you're just quote unquote normally going about your day, you might be more resistant to the things they have to say to you. You might be more skeptical, more doubtful. We have lunar waters. Okay, you could do powerful intention setting or powerful manifestation work at night. It could literally be with the influence of the moon, with the phases of the moon. But I just think in general, it's under the moonlight at night, which again is making me think of dreaming, assuming you sleep and dream at night. I just saw 1010, by the way. Okay, I said 1010 and I'm thinking of like in Japanese, like 101010, it's like ... And that made me think of something to be continued. There's some unfinished business. It's like you manifested something halfway and then it dropped off, but we have to finish it. We have to finish the story. Maybe some of you halfway finished a project and Spirit's saying, come on, let's finish it. It's time to finish it. Or this is the story unfolding in your life. We got to finish the story. The story is not over. For those of you who manifested something close to what you wanted or like part of the way there to what you wanted and then it dropped off, I want to tell you that that's not the end. 1111 as I'm saying that, okay? It's not the end. You're just getting started. You didn't come here to manifest halfway of what you want, half of what you want, or halfway there. You came to go the whole way, baby. I don't know why sometimes I feel like saying baby in readings. It feels weird, but I have to say it. Like, we're manifesting, baby. I don't know. Anyway. I just heard the word thistle. Thistle. Are those No, that's burrs, the things that stick to you. The little like Velcro type things. Thistle. Milk thistle is a thing. Yumi takes a supplement with milk thistle for her liver. Solar plexus could be significant. This is really specific, but someone could be like quitting drinking or cutting back on drinking, because I was just thinking of the liver, and then Pisces makes me think of like substances sometimes. Dispelling sadness. I will feel better once I get the rest I need. Okay, there's a message about rest being the thing to alleviate sadness. Some of you may be feeling disheartened, losing hope, feeling sad on your journey. And Spirit is saying you're weary, you're tired. It's like the energy of when you're tired and everything just upsets you that much more. Everything just pisses you off that much more. Don't hesitate. Don't hold back from taking as much rest as you need, because it will restore your spirits. It will restore your stamina. Some of you may be burnt out, or you've been through a burnout recently and you just needed to take some time away from your usual activities. Burnout can make you not care about the things you normally care about, or not get excited about the things you're normally excited about. And there's some energy here of Spirit saying you're not sad, you're just tired, or you're not losing interest, you just need a break. There's something like that. Because I know it can be really sad when you feel yourself losing a passion, like something that always made you so excited, and you feel that excitement wearing off. You're like, oh no, am I losing this love? Am I losing this spark? And Spirit's saying, no, just take a rest. You're tired, you're weary. It's normal, it's okay. Everybody's got to recharge their energy. Also, there's something coming through about how we as people tend to romanticize our passions and romanticize our purpose, which is beautiful, but it's like, oh, if this is your passion, then you must eat, sleep, and breathe it and feel like it's your only option and it gives your life all meaning. It's okay to have a moderate relationship with your passions, or it's okay if your level of passion ebbs and flows, I think is the way to say it, fluctuates. That's normal. Allowing for fluctuations could be something that helps you manifest, not forcing yourself to be on all the time, not forcing yourself to be super motivated, super enthusiastic all the time. Sometimes you might find that you want to visualize your manifestation 24/7 and you want to think about it all the time. Other times you might be like, and not think about it that much. And the crazy thing is that either way, your mind is going to try to tell you that it's wrong. I saw this tweet, like someone reposted a tweet on Instagram, and it was like, I'm paraphrasing, but it was like, when you're an adult, you can either spend your weekends catching up on errands, or you can spend your weekends doing things that you actually enjoy. And no matter what you choose, you made the wrong choice. And I feel a little bit of that energy here. It's like you could visualize and daydream and think about what you're manifesting all the time, or you could just let it go and not think about it. And either way is valid, but either way, part of you is gonna convince you that you're doing the wrong thing. I swear. The inner critic is illogical as hell. And portraying themselves as a voice of reason is like the biggest scam of the 21st century. The biggest scam of mankind. You'll be like thinking about it 24/7. Your inner critic comes in. You're obsessed. You need to let go. And then you let go of it. You stop thinking about it. Your inner critic comes in. Do you even want it? You're not hungry enough for it. Girl, pick a lane, okay? Make it make sense. The Four of Wands just, that's so funny. I was literally holding the deck and it fell into my lap. So you're manifesting with ease. You're manifesting with joy. That's how you manifest, with joy, with passion, with creativity. Yeah, maybe there's some inner voice that needs to take several seats, that needs to be put in its place. The voice that no matter what you do, it's going to say you're doing something wrong. When I use my free time to do something productive, I beat myself up because I should be resting and practicing self-care. When I use my free time to rest, I beat myself up that I should be working. You see how it's illogical. I feel like there's some voice in you that cannot be satisfied, and whatever you do, it's wrong. Maybe you can trace back that voice to someone else who instilled that in you, or maybe it's just your own mental chatter, but that's gotta go. If we wanna manifest joyfully, that's gotta go. You manifest best when you're in, it's like the Sun card, when you're in that joyful, carefree energy. We have the Five of Swords. We have Justice. We have the King of Pentacles. And we have the Five of Wands. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Wands. My group number 4 is there's so much creative energy coming out for you. I would say my group number 4 is you are very creatively talented, creatively expressive. You may be manifesting things in this field, in this area of life, like achieving your creative goals or thriving in a creative career. Or again, there's something about expressing yourself creatively that makes you a more powerful manifester. Don't be afraid, I'm hearing. Don't hide away. There's something here about being more of a show-off, of flaunting. Interesting that I feel like using these words. Show off, flaunting. It feels a bit like bragging, but I could have just as easily said sharing your wins, sharing your gifts, sharing your victories. Why do I want to say flaunting? Maybe is that how you feel when you do it? Does it make you feel like a show off? Does it make you feel like you're bragging? Does it make you feel like you're taking up space that's not yours to take? Because that's not the case. There's a lot of space allotted for you. And there is a part of your makeup, of your soul's makeup, or how do I say that? Your makeup for this incarnation, your blueprint. There is something about you being seen and inspiring others. Maybe getting comfortable with that will help you manifest your goals. Being comfortable with being seen. Not worrying about there's something about being wary or being afraid of people who might look at you with envy or jealousy, even though they can't do anything to impede you. Just the mere fact, okay, yeah, because it's not about you, it's about your empathy for the other person. That's what it is. I feel like there's an energy here for my group number 4s that you are wary of jealousy and envy from others, but it's not because of what you think that's going to do to you. It's not that you think they can hurt you. It's that you feel bad that you would even make someone feel that way. That's how I'm picking it up. I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. I don't want to, like, that's not how I want to make people feel. I want to make people feel happy and uplifted. And if me taking up space made someone feel bad, then I don't want to take up space. There's this energy of when you really let your light shine, 99.999% of people are going to love it and benefit from it and commune with you. I don't know what that word is. I guess join in a community with you. They're going to feel uplifted by it. And there's this like 0.001% who feel some sort of bitterness towards your light. And there may be a part of you that is fixating on that 0.01%, which is very normal. I think it's like a mechanism of our brain. If you talk to anyone who's on the internet, any like content creators, obviously this is not a problem limited to content creators, but as one myself, I've heard many people say this, and it can happen to me as well, where it's like you get so many lovely comments, but your brain fixates on that one negative comment. You know, you can apply this to any situation. At work, you get so much amazing feedback, but maybe you focus on that one customer who wasn't satisfied. You focus on that one mistake you made. You focus on that one piece of criticism from your boss. It's a negativity bias. We like to fixate on that one thing that's wrong. And that's normal. And actually that can be very, very helpful. If you think about the body, if there's one part of your body that hurts, you're probably going to focus on that one part of your body. And you're not going to be focusing on all the other parts that are feeling fine and working normally, because your brain is saying, hey, this is an area that we need to fix. This one part that's hurting. But when it comes to other people's perception of you, it doesn't work that way. Someone's negative perception of you is not something for you to fix. It's something for them to like fix, whether that means not looking at what you're doing or resolving the feelings of bitterness, like assuming you're not intentionally hurting them, which I don't have to explain that because I know you're not. Like, if I don't like something I'm seeing, I can stop engaging with it. I can look within and see why it's bothering me. But that's for me to figure out. I think what Spirit is saying here is to focus on the 99.999% of people who love what you're doing and who are benefiting from what you're doing and who want to see you shine and who want to uplift you. That's who we're here for. We're here for the community. I've stopped myself from saying baby so many times in this reading. We're here for the community, baby. Like that's the Four of Wands. That's your soul family. That's your community. That's where you feel a sense of belonging. That's who it's for. I mean, it's for you, but it's for your soul family. It's for your community. It's for your soulmate or soulmates. So, being seen and taking up space is definitely a part of you manifesting your desires. That will help you find the opportunities you're meant to find. That will help you find the relationships you're meant to find. knowing you're the shit, okay? King of Pentacles, Queen of Wands. This is how you manifest. I feel like a lot of your manifestation power lies in your self-image, in your self-concept. You have a king and a queen here, my dear. You are powerful. You are talented. You are very good at what you do. You have charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, group number 4. And you have this beautiful mix of learned experience and knowledge through practicing over time, and also something that you can't learn, something that is innate, something that is in your soul. You have a balance of masculine and feminine energy, which is beautiful as well. You gotta act like the person who is receiving the opportunities you want. You already are the person who's fit for these opportunities, but I feel like you don't act like it. I feel like the identity of the person who's receiving all these opportunities, they're a lot more visible. They're a lot more in the mix. They're a lot more, quote unquote, putting yourself out there, which is a vague as fuck thing to say, but making yourself available, making yourself seen, making yourself visible to these opportunities, making connections, going out, accepting invitations, going to events, networking in your community, joining the conversation. I feel like and this is not to say for my introverted people who are watching this that you need to go against your nature, but the version of this person who's receiving these opportunities, they're in the mix. They're in the mix. They're in the community. They're speaking up. They're making their presence known. And I feel like maybe for my group number 4s at this time, there's a little bit of an energy of hiding away in your own corner and just hoping that the opportunities will find you. It's like wishing that you'll get a job, but you didn't show up to the interview, or you didn't even submit the application, and just hoping that it will find you if you're talented enough. Being talented enough is part of it, but people need to know about it. People need to see it. And so there is some part of you that needs to be like, hey, I'm over here. Hey, notice what I'm doing, which can be quite uncomfortable, and it can be embarrassing sometimes. But that's something that we are in the process of getting comfortable with. Yeah, we're in the process of it. You're doing the work. I was going to say we need to get comfortable with that, but no, you're already doing it. Keep doing it. Keep getting comfortable with that. Even if it's like in a small scale, even if it's saying like, hey, I'm so bad at telling people in my life if I released a song. They're like, I didn't know you had a new song. Why didn't you tell me? It can be something as simple as just reaching out to a friend or a family member, being like, hey, I wrote this. Like, I was wondering if you wanted to take a look at it, or posting something on social media, or going to a mingling event, going to an open mic night, going to a class, like putting yourself in places where you can meet like-minded people, people who could bring opportunities, people who could be collaborators, people who could be soulmates. Okay. That's what, there's no one right way to put yourself out there, so to speak, but to just show the universe like, hey, I'm here. I'm here and I'm ready, and I'm putting myself in the spaces. Because if you stay hidden away in your little corner, it's going to be very hard for opportunities to find you, to even know where to find you. We have Justice, which I think I want to pull a clarifier for these, because when Justice comes out in a reading like this, it does make me think of that balance of knowing when it's time to take action and knowing when it's time to let go. And with the Five of Swords, I feel like there's some doubt or confusion surrounding that balance. So I just want to see if we can get guidance about that. Okay. We have the Page of Wands and the Queen of Swords, 2 court cards. Oh, and there's the elephant again. Elephants could be significant to this group. Also, I mentioned this in another group, but when 2 cards come out at the same time, it does sometimes make me think of a pair energy or a couple energy. I wouldn't say that all the time, but especially for this group, because you have this like soulmate and romance card, 3333 as I'm saying this. This probably, I am meant to address that there's like a couple energy or a pair energy present. Honestly, I'm not even going to get into zodiac signs because there's way too many here that I don't think it would even be helpful. Maybe we can roll some astro dice actually. We have the number 12, so Pisces. Venus, that also feels like Pisces because Venus is exalted in Pisces. And we have Cancer. So Cancer and Pisces zodiac placements could be significant. Someone could have Venus in Pisces or Venus in Cancer or Venus in the 12th house. There could also be, like if you know your birth chart, the sign that is in your 12th house could be significant. So like to use myself as an example, I have the sign of Aries in the 12th house. So maybe like an Aries person or someone with Aries placements is significant to me, whatever's in your 12th house. So someone with those signs could be very significant to you. They could be a soulmate or they could be someone you're manifesting who's going to assist you in reaching your goals. But anyway, that was a bit of a tangent. We asked the question, how to navigate this balance of when is it my turn? Okay, when is it my turn to initiate? I'm hearing. Am I supposed to take action or am I supposed to let go and wait for the universe to bring me something? We have the Page of Wands and we have the Queen of Swords. When it's time for you to take action, group number 4, you will probably do so impulsively and with not much planning. Pay attention to things that you have a sudden urge to do and act on them as quickly as possible. Not that it's necessarily time sensitive, but it's better to act on them sooner rather than later, because if you wait too long, the urge may kind of die down. You know, when you get an idea, if you don't write it down right away, you might forget, or it might not be as fresh in your mind. The enthusiasm might have died down a little bit. I feel like a lot of the times in the manifestation of your goal, or in the particular goal you have right now, a lot of the actions that are going to get you there are not going to be so carefully thought of and so planned out. It's like I felt like doing it and I did it. I felt the impulsive urge to do it and I did it, and it brought me here. That's not to say you won't take actions based off of plans, but those won't necessarily be the things that get you where you want to go. It's the impulsive decisions. It's the sudden urges. It's listening to those. When is it time for you to not take action? When is it time for you to surrender and just wait for the universe to bring you something? When nothing is exciting you. When you can think of reasons not to do it. And that's enough to stop you. I feel like with this Page of Wands energy, you don't even It doesn't even cross your mind to think of reasons why you should or shouldn't do it. It's just like, I want to do it. And I made the decision. If you are like having time to weigh out the options, and if you're having time to think of reasons why you shouldn't do it, it's maybe not time for you to take action. The other thing is that if you're meant to take an action, you won't even care what the result is. Like, let's say you get a sudden urge to message someone and you are not even thinking about, oh, what if they don't respond? You're like, I don't care. I don't care if they don't respond. I just have this urge to send them something. When you're like not even thinking and you don't care and you're just going off the urge, that's an action you're meant to take. If you're sitting there like, oh, but I don't know, maybe I shouldn't do it, and it's like the energy feels kind of cold, is a way that I could put it, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Like, don't force it. That's really what it is. The actions that you're meant to take are not going to feel forced. They're not going to feel like, I mean, I guess I could. No. And that's been coming out a lot in the messages today. I think we all just really need to trust our instincts and trust that, like, if we suddenly feel an urge to do something and we feel really excited about it, that's maybe something we should look into. And if nothing comes of it, nothing comes of it, and that's okay. But there's some reason we're being guided to that action, even if it's not the exact outcome we thought was going to happen. There is some reason for it that may be revealed later. Another way that I could interpret this energy that may, how do you say that? That may hit, that may strike a chord, I don't know, resonate for some of you, is like when you're watching a reading, if you're sitting there like, well, maybe that message is for me. I don't know. I mean, it could be if I think of it that way. I mean, that's not a message that you have to force. It's the ones that you're like, yup, that's it, that's me. And you feel it, you feel excited. Those are the messages that are for you. And maybe, maybe it's just not, maybe it is the right action to take, but it's just not the right time. And so you still kind of feel hesitant about it. Like, I don't know, I could do it. Don't force it. If you're meant to take that action, it will come back. It will come back and it will feel like an urge when it's time. It's like, how do I know if I should pee or not? I'm sorry, but that's a very easy example of this energy. How do I know if I should pee? If you feel the urge. If you're like, I could go, then you don't have to go right now. You could wait. Or maybe the urge is gonna go away. So that's how you know. Think of it as like a bodily urge. And that's how you know it's time to do something. It will be difficult to ignore. If you're meant to do it, it will be difficult to ignore. And don't worry, if you miss the cue, it will come back. You will never miss your opportunity to take the right action. It can always come back for you. The GPS can recalculate. The universe can come back with a new opportunity. And you will never run out of chances. Okay. I just looked at the bottom of the deck and it's the Seven of Cups. Venus in Scorpio. Something like Venus in a water sign. Venus in Cancer, Venus in Pisces, Venus in Scorpio. A person could have these placements. There could be something about like you and a significant person have Venus signs in the same element. Maybe you both have an Earth Venus, you both have a Fire Venus, you both have an Air Venus. Or this is a timeless reading, but if you feel called to or care to check. If you don't care to check, then it's probably not relevant to you. But when Venus enters into a water sign, that could be an important time for manifestation. I'm hearing that could be a time where something is revealed. I'm noticing this common image of water trickling down. A time where someone's true feelings are revealed, maybe your own true feelings, or someone's true feelings for you are being revealed. This is also a card that makes me think of the crown chakra. I realize I've mentioned a lot of like chakras, a lot of energy centers. Maybe too many for them to be significant, but I mentioned solar plexus, the heart, the throat, and the crown. Those could all be significant. Ace of Swords, actually, the card that you guys were drawn to, that feels like a crown card, probably because there's often a crown on it, but yeah. Okay, I think that those are all the messages for my group number 4s. So I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. If you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, I'm going to have a link down below my tarot reading Instagram, my personal Instagram, my Patreon, where we have full-length exclusive pick a card readings. We have some extended readings there too. We have over 120 exclusive readings as of now, plus 2 new ones every month that you can choose the topic for. So that will be linked down below. It's a great time over there. And my music channel, which includes the intro song of this video, that is an original song. I'll also have my latest release linked down below. Thank you guys so much for supporting me, my channel, and anything I do. I really appreciate having you here, and I'm sending so much love to you, to your higher self, your soulmate who appeared in this reading, and their higher self, and to your spirit guides, your spiritual team, and all of your loved ones, both here on earth and in the other realms. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye!